Greetings, Count Gore Duvall, creature feature, the weekly web program here, and I've got this guy who's next to me. He's a producer, he's a director, he's a puppeteer, he's a creator. Creator's important in the horror genre. I mean, that puts you in the same category as Frankenstein and those guys, you know.
Okay, yeah, that's a little over the right kind of stitching.
Mr. Bill Diamond, Bill, thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm fine. You have been involved in making puppets. You've been involved in some iconic films. I mean, we were talking about Audrey too, the puppet, the full-size body thing, which I had on my TV show back in the '80s. You were involved in Dark Crystal. You worked with Jim Henson.
Yeah.
And you have a TV show currently out.
Right.
So let's talk about it all. But let's start at the beginning. How'd you get into this whole stuff?
Well, I liked stop motion animation. I went to film school. Television fascinated me. I think my first film when I was 14 was a stop motion animation thing, because I love Harryhausen, of course. And I actually won an award from the New York State Film thing, which was quite an accomplishment for a 14-year-old. But then I really loved TV, because with stop motion, it was just not instantaneous enough for me. So at that point, I kind of leaned towards being a product of Sesame Street, growing up on Sesame Street. I wanted to do something with puppets, because they were instantaneous, and they still are. So I kind of leaned towards that, and the art, the TV, the producing was all, inclusive. I wanted to do it all, and I still do it all, and with my crew and whatever, I have my hands in everything.
Okay. How did you say you grew up with Sesame Street, but yet you ended up working with Henson?
Yeah, I had a series of friends. There was a series of friends at that time that were upcoming artists, and one was John Kahn, Michael Motion, me, Fred Garbo, and we all kind of worked around SUNY Purchase and whatever. Now, Fred Garbo wound up going off, and he did the Fat Man, and he did the dog Barkley on Sesame Street. Michael Motion was one of the best jugglers, and he went off to do David Bowie's The Ball moving around on Labyrinth. And then I went off and did stuff for Henson, and John Kahn went off. So we all winding up in the Henson era. That we all wound up doing different things, but we were friends before that. So between that, Johnny Henson, which was Jim's son, who was very young at that time, was kind of working with us. And we brought Jim in. And then Jim wound up hiring all of us to do different things. And that's how we all wound up, together. And we all wound up getting different jobs and stuff like that.
Okay, so now you've got this. You've been working for Henson. That you get through that. You get involved in building puppets for the Little Shop of Horrors.
I was involved with him in and out over the years.
Okay.
I still wanted to do all my own thing, and Jim was really, really good with letting you come in, do something, going out. And I always knew that if I just stayed there, I'd be doing stuff like either with him or Disney or whatever. But I really wanted to have my own studios even back then, which I had really started a smaller studio and was building my own characters and doing my own things, comic books, comic strips, lighting, television, and still going and doing Henson. I was doing stuff for sports teams, and I was doing it all.
Mascots, things like that?
Well, I did. No, actually, my characters wound up doing mascots for sports teams and things like that. But then we were approached to do the road tour of Little Shop of Horrors, and we built Audrey. But I had a number of shows a little bit before that with my Big Dragon, and one of my Muppet friends were here the other day, and he did space coasters, so I helped him with that. And we kind of all were interacting, and luckily we were able to go over to Henson and do, when he had something he needed us to do, we all had our own careers, so it was a great working.
Well, you say you wanted to start your own studio. Well, you have your own studio now.
Yes.
And it's in New York, if I understand correctly?
I've had my own studio for 37 years.
Wow.
It's grown over the years. Right now it's a production facility that's over 20,000 square feet. We have 2 sound stages, editing facilities, puppet workshop, scenic shop, I do a lot of stuff for the New York Yankees. I light all their pre and post games for the Yes Network, World Wrestling.
So you're a Yankee fan?
Actually, I'm not really a sports fan, but I do 18 sports shows. Figure that one out.
Okay, well, I can empathize with that. Now, you have your studio, but you also have this incredible television program.
Monster TV? Well,
tell us about Monster TV.
Well, Monster TV, my love has always been with monsters. I've always had a great passion for monsters. And as you can see, I'm the president of the Witch's Dungeon Movie Museum that Cortland started 46 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So we try to keep and preserve all the monster world. So Monster TV was a conglomeration of creating all these characters and doing more with the classic characters, because I already had great relationships with Sarah Karloff, Bela Lugosi Jr., and Ron Chaney. And I had gone to Sarah, probably in the 99, 2000, whatever it was, seeing if she wanted to get involved with this project, which she did. And that's how Monster TV went to go to be a TV series. And as the internet developed, we thought it would be great to do it there. And, you know, we do film clips with AMC and all kinds of things. As well as you've done your show in that same
right.
way.
Well, you know, we both saw the future is on the internet.
Right, it was on the internet, and even though we did air it on a number of channels, and we did spin off for a lot of the cable stations, we knew that the internet and having our own facility, we just were able to build our own network there.
Describe the show a little bit for people who haven't seen it.
Well, the network show always keeps changing because technology changed, and what it's supposed to be is the monsters have their own network, and they use this television network to get their fame back. So they wrap around and they do interviews, and it's a way for the characters to show to a new generation the classic world of the actors, the makeup artists, the people behind the scenes, and that are in the industry that I'm in.
Where can my viewers find Monster TV?
You can see Monster TV at monstertvnetwork.com. Or you can go to BillDiamondProductions.com. Either one will link you over to any of these other shows that we produce.
Links below. Just click, go. Well worth to see. That when I saw them, I was just blown away, which is why I had to talk to you and find out.
Well, I hope you'll come and visit.
You want me to come up to the Big Apple?
There you go. Yeah.
I've only been up there once to interview Zachary.
Well, Zach's been to the studio a number of times, so he doesn't live. His castle's not too far away from our castle.
Oh, I know where his castle is.
Ours is more up the Hudson.
Okay. Well, that's an invitation I cannot turn down. Bill, thank you so much for taking time to be with us.
Oh, anytime.
Thank you for being with us. Do go to those links. Enjoy Monster Network TV. And thank you for being with us on Creature Feature, the weekly web program.